right, Gamika, welcome to JXG Spotlight, and the spotlight is on you.
That was supposed to be my line, Ashan. Welcome to JXG Spotlight, Ashan. And despite your busy schedule, I'm happy that I managed to get a time slot from you to join us for a very candid discussion.
Nah, thank you, man. Thank you for inviting me. I was very excited to come. And no, I'm not really busy all the time. When I'm busy, I'm busy. When I'm not, I'm just twiddling thumbs at home. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I was kind of nervous, and you said, I have a lot of plans, but the discussion may not go according to the plans. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
So, folks, we have a very interesting character in front of me. I know their brothers quite well, or at least one of the brothers quite well, because I had the privilege of working with one of them. And Ashan is probably the odd one out of the three. So let's discuss about that. Today I'm not going to discuss about how Ashan came in to become a actor, performing artist, but it's all about the mindset and how he navigates himself through challenges and carving out an unconventional journey, staying true to himself. So, Ashan, to start with, the little I know, I worked with Ranga for some time and I know him quite well. The family background is cricket, and you're the only one who's not taking that very seriously. How did this happen?
Well, to be frank, those two are like genius level cricketers, and I'm not. Nah, I mean, in all seriousness, my dad was cricket crazy. Like, he's one of those guys, if he was born in a different generation, he would definitely play for the national team. In his era, everybody around the country knew who Gladstone Dias was. He was that good.
Yeah.
Right? And he was just properly, to a level of insanity, crazy about cricket. And so obviously, when he had three boys, he wanted all of them to
To
get
play
into
cricket, yeah.
play cricket. And Aya, from the youngest age, he was. I mean, you know him, right?
Yeah.
From under 13 to under 15, under 17, and first 11, he captained the college team.
Yeah.
And a school from Nigambo beat all the other teams
school, yeah.
in the country.
Absolutely.
All the Division 1 teams, his team beat. So that was like a dream team, and he was the captain. So it was obvious from the time he started playing cricket that he was destined
Yeah.
to lead the country on that level.
Yeah.
But obviously, the way things work in this country, it didn't happen. Same with Malli. Malli was also a genius level cricketer. That's because they were born with a bat in their hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bat and ball. So with me, unfortunately, I think a lot of my mom, now I say unfortunately, I mean not in a bad way. Okay.
In the most positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was all about sports, and he's a straight shooter. His life is not complicated.
Right.
My mom is a more of a creative person,
Okay.
a dreamer. So that was instilled in me.
Okay.
So then I had the sporting gene from my dad and this from that side. So I didn't know what to pick. So I was doing everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like drama, studies, stuff, athletics, basketball, all of those things. When the cricket season came around, I played cricket, and athletics, I did that. So I never really focused just on cricket.
Right.
But the fact that those two are actually genius level cricketers, that is true.
Okay.
That is why they continued it, and I didn't. Long answer, no much. I'm small.
No, but it builds the background because a lot of people don't know this background. That's why I wanted to, ask you, and leads me into the next question, Ashan. In terms of choosing your path, you probably went against popular opinions, norms, or maybe the family expectation in that sense. Um, I mean, how did you trust your instinct that you want to carve this path to you?
So the path, all of us have to choose a path. Like once we step into A levels, we have to decide which career path we're taking, and then choose our subjects accordingly.
Yeah.
My brothers, it was understood that they're going to be playing cricket and focusing on it. My mom was adamant that I did my studies right. Ironically, both my brothers did their studies well, and I didn't.
Whoa. Okay.
Because I was sort of a rebel, because I was like, I want to play first 11. I want to do this. And then she was like, no, you need to study. So I didn't end up studying. Right?
Okay.
But then I chose architecture as my profession.
Yeah.
Because I could draw and I was interested in spaces and things like that. So I did maths for my A levels. Didn't do that well in maths,
Okay.
but then I got into architecture.
Okay.
That was the chosen path. And I did that for a good part of 10 years. My 20s was all architecture.
So I listened to one of the conversations you had with Kumar, and said what you expected out of being an architect and the reality there was a gap, and then you thought, this is not my thing, and then you wanted to move out. Now, how did you find that, the inner feeling saying that, performance or being a journalist? I mean, you presented, you're a host as well as an actor. How did you stumble upon that route, Ashan, being an architect, coming from a cricketing background, all that stuff?
So while studying architecture, I was able to fuel my creative side by doing theater, right? While studying. So I did theater, I did journalism, I joined a media network as a journalist and started reading news on TV. That's also performing, right? So that was fueling, feeding my need for performance.
Okay.
So I did theater, I read news on TV, all those while studying.
Okay.
But by chance, just before I left for my masters, left the country for my masters, I got the opportunity to be in a film.
Right. Okay.
Ideally, if I was asked when I was a kid what I want to do all my life, it would be film.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So you knew deep within that you wanted
Always,
to you had
always,
instinct. Okay.
always wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
But the thing during A levels is okay. In this country, cinema, no, that's not going to feed you. That's not going to give you a good life. Industry is poop. And all of us believed, I mean, family, everyone believed, pick a career.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I chose architecture. But in the middle, just before going for the masters, I got the opportunity to be in a film. And then I said, okay, for a small role. And then just before, like a week before I had to leave, the director calls me up, Chandran Ratnan,
Okay.
and says, the lead actor dropped out. Can you do the lead? So it was by chance that I was pushed into it. I did it and I loved it, and the film was really great.
Successful. Yeah.
And then I left. Then I got the opportunity to come back 2 years later and do another film. Went back. So in the space of 9 years in Australia, I did 3 films.
Okay.
So it was just like, it's not going to work out. But whenever somebody is nice enough to invite me, I'll come and do it.
Okay.
But then, the older you get, Gamika, you stop and re-evaluate where you are. Are you really doing what you're supposed to do? Are you feeding your soul? When you go to sleep at night, are you happy?
Are you happy? Yeah.
It's not about how much money you have in your account. Are you happy?
Absolutely.
It got to a point where I wasn't happy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that is the point where that question is relevant. How did you switch the expectations and all that? So I switched when I was probably, 35?
Okay. So you sort of, if I may frame it, saying that you found your purpose, or it's a passion.
The passion, the purpose I'm still looking for.
Okay.
I still don't know. I think it's probably a simpler answer than we all think, and we complicated all of that stuff with purpose. But passion. It was always my passion. It was always the thing that I was meant to be doing. And that decision I made, even though at that point in my life it was a risk, I just didn't want to go on like that.
Yeah.
I was not getting any younger.
Okay.
I knew the rest of my life I want to live on my terms.
Yeah. I think, that's a fabulous, how do I say, inspiring thought, Ashan, for many of us. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of youngsters who ask me, okay, should I take a career in marketing? I said, if you're not passionate about it, don't take it. Just for the glory of it, don't take it. Ashan, I'm going to dive into films. I have watched multiple films of yours and the characters, and we are the audience who's in front of the screen, right? I have seen you playing Angelo on this side, Ravi on this side, and probably Mangala on the other side. Complete different, contrasting characters. Now, for us, we see the performance, and knowing you personally, what is portrayed is completely different. How do you prep yourself? I know this is a lot of people ask this common question from performing artists, but in terms of Ashan Dias, how do you get into this character? What goes behind the scenes for you?
It's not a complicated answer. It depends on the role. I mean, first of all, if the role is not challenging, I won't accept it. If there is a challenge, then I figure out, okay, first easiest thing is physicality. I mean, stepping into that role, do I need to change my physical appearance, my physical, my body?
Yeah.
Do I need to put on weight or lose weight? That's the first thing. Then do I have enough time to do that?
Right.
If not, I won't take the role on.
Okay.
And then I would start working on the physical aspect, and at the same time trying to get into the mindset of that character.
Okay.
And to do that, easiest thing I do when I read a script is just imagine myself in it. And if I have succeeded in any way in any role I've played, it's because all the emotions that come out of this character, even though it's a completely separate character, is how I would react because I can't bring out any emotion that I haven't felt before. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my trick, if you will. There are only things that I have felt.
Okay. Okay.
So I relate it to this character's life, and that's how it becomes authentic. And then things like Mangala is complicated.
That's yeah.
Yeah. So for that, I can't do the usual thing where I will get into this guy's mindset and I will think about how I would do it,
Yeah.
or all those things. Physical appearance, yes, I had to put on weight and all of those things. But with that, I needed to get very technical. Like, we hadn't seen Mangala, our generation, we haven't
Yeah.
seen Mangala of the 90s.
Yeah.
There's no footage
No
of him.
reference. Yeah.
So then you have to take how he sounds like now and imagine how he sounded like then when he was not that great in Sinhala.
Okay.
And his lifestyle and all that. And then the way he sounds words, how much space does he use between words when he's struggling, when he's thinking in English and speaking in Sinhala.
Sinhala.
So it was very technical, and I rehearsed every line
Wow. Okay.
with the phone set up in front. I rehearsed every line. So it wasn't my usual being in the moment, being authentic to yourself. That wasn't it. Mangala's thing was very technical, very rehearsed.
And for me, that particular scene where Bimal, you coming into that conversation, well, felt really authentic. I mean, even we have heard about it. We knew the relationship between the two characters during the early era of politics, and that came out really well and very authentic, Ashan. I also read during Valampuri time, Laka mentioned at some point that he writes the background of the characters. Talk us through Angelo. How did Angelo's character is. I mean, I can't say main character. All the characters are playing a strong role, but Angelo had a very different type of approach. How was that preparation? I mean, Mangala was contrast. It's an actual character that you had to get into, but Angelo's character, how did you prepare yourself?
So when you get a director like Laka, he isn't just the guy who writes a script and sits behind a monitor saying action and cut.
Okay.
He is a perfectionist, and he's also what's the word? He's very detail oriented. He will not let go of anything.
Yeah.
Saying that, okay, I got this actor, let him do it. No. He will take responsibility for every performance, every little detail. So if Angelo was successful in any way, the portrayal, it's all him. Because for me, it was really tough.
Okay.
So coming from the English-speaking Colombo or Negombo background,
Yeah.
going into a village, people who've lived that village life all their life, and having that, the mentality of being, con men and then scrounging for scraps and trying to make a living. So that was tough to get to. So he wrote the backstory.
Okay.
In addition to our main screenplay, there was another script about Angelo's life story before this.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And he told me months before, stop speaking in English to your friends.
Okay.
Start talking only in Sinhala. It'll be tough, but start talking only in Sinhala. Listen to only Sinhala songs. Not all these Sambhavya Sinhala songs.
Okay.
Listen to Bus Sindhu.
Bus songs. Yeah.
Bus
Okay.
songs.
All right. Okay.
Because the type of people we are portraying, they're also, even though they're from the village, they're not nice and polished village people also.
Yeah.
They're just the bus
Everyday,
Sindhu
yeah.
Hagana inna, like that type of people.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, listen to only bus songs.
Oh, okay.
So that was the preparation. And so he gave me that preparation, and once the cameras were rolling, he just takes you. He keeps you in his hand, he molds you, he takes you where he wants you to go. So Angelo, I can't take credit for.
Well, I mean, that's a fascinating story. I mean, I was a huge fan of Valampuri and, all those characters. And from what Laka mentioned, saying that, there can be additional comics or whatever can be created from each character, right? So there's such an amount of stories around it. Ashan, if we look at those people who perform and those who make a lasting impact, I mean, there are a lot of performers, and then for us also there are characters or there are actors, actresses who have made a lasting impression. What's the difference? It's the mindset, the discipline. What do you think is the difference between people who perform and those who make a lasting impact?
When you say perform and make a lasting impact, I'm going to take it as people who perform as in they're not hitting the mark, and people who actually hit the mark. That's how I'm going to take that.
Okay, right, okay.
Because if you're just there in front of a camera and if you're just there just to be famous and you're just acting and you're not really feeling it and you're not authentic, that is not going to work because you can't lie on a cinema screen.
Yeah.
Right? So that is going to be obvious to people. Even though you look good on screen and you've got muscles and you're like the hero and you're good at fighting, you're good at dancing and all that stuff, people are not going to go home with the connection to that character because it's not authentic. They need to see your soul. So people who leave a lasting impact are those people. I mean, in Sinhala, you say Naluo and Rangana
Rangana
Shilping.
Shilpin.
Anybody can be a Nalua.
Okay.
Rangana Shilping, there is a level of discipline, study, and intention behind that. Right? So people who make a lasting impact are people who actually work at it, like you said, discipline, intention.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this is very important.
Yeah.
And that is,
That brings a whole new dimension and a weight to the
the
performance.
authenticity of it, why you're doing this. And the work, you have to put in the work. You have to be disciplined. If you do all of that, then what you do in front of a camera, people will remember.
Since you mentioned about this whole background about getting into a character, additional question, Ashan. You have performed on theatre, telly as well, right? Yeah, and then cinema. If you have to pick one,
Yeah.
what do you love to do? Theatre, telly, or cinema?
Easy answer, the thing that, makes my soul sing and fulfills me is theatre.
Okay.
Because that's the purest form of what we do. There is no hiding behind anything. There is no action and cut. When you get on stage from the start to the end, you have to be in it. Otherwise, you're a failure. And then there's that real-time connection with the audience. When you feel that, I'm getting goosebumps right now. When you feel that,
Yeah.
when you know the audience is right there with you,
live.
it's the audience is feeling what you're feeling.
Yeah.
It's like this tangible connection. You can just like ting, ting, ting a string from the audience. You can feel it.
Yeah.
So there is no feeling like that in the world. Cinema is a whole other drug, right? Once you do something you love and then seeing it on the big screen, and also the element of having so many people watching it and loving it.
Yeah.
Right? If people say, I'm not in it for this, I'm doing it only because I love it, I don't think that'll ever be true.
Okay.
You love the validation.
Okay.
Everybody needs validation.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs to.
In some form or yeah.
Everybody needs some sort of validation for everything they do.
Everything they do. Yeah.
See, we are not strong enough or evolved enough to be like, I know what I'm doing, and if I do it right, that's enough for me. We're not. I don't think anybody is that evolved. I need the validation.
Absolutely.
On cinema, that's huge. When people watch you on screen and it's like, wow, that role was really good. And you saying this was good, that was good, makes me feel good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ashan, in terms of characters or opportunities you have got, have you rejected any which has come? A lot. So how do you select on a opportunity? Is it the challenge, or is it what makes you decide on opportunity, and what makes you say no to something?
It has to excite me, right? First of all, if I gave up a comfortable life in Australia to come back and struggle through what I'm doing, saying that I don't want to do anything I don't want to do for the rest of my life, then why pick something I don't want to do for money? So I'd rather be broke and still happy that I'm not been a sellout yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather than do things that I don't want to. So I will listen to the pitch, the project, and if it's not exciting for me, if it's not a challenge, or sometimes I take on projects because it's a director that I really want to work with.
Okay.
Even though the role is just a 1-minute role,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I want to work with this director.
Yeah.
Then I would take that on. There has to be a reason.
I think even in global cinema, some of the big characters, known names, it can be that one moment that you come on screen that makes an impact, right?
So yes, I have said no to things, and that's because it needs to be a challenge.
Absolutely. Now, this question I toiled in my head a couple of times, but I thought, I should ask you, how do you reinvent yourself while staying true to yourself, staying true to who you are? You keep evolving. I mean, your character grows, and even in terms of age that you're maturing, and your character grows in terms of real life. But how do you stay true to your principles, your values, staying true to who Ashan Dias is? How do you reinvent yourself?
If you know, first thing is you have to figure out who you are, right? And that's not easy. I'm still figuring that out. But if you have a base idea of who you are and who you want to be, then how do you stay true to yourself? That is answered already. Just go through life being who you are and staying true to things that you tell yourself you will never do. Those are choices. You might do things that you regret, but then learn from it.
Learn from that, yeah.
And then tell yourself, I'm never going to do that again. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've told myself I'm never going to do that again, and I haven't.
Okay.
So base, stay true to yourself, and then keep going. As long as you're true to yourself, everything else is an addition, a value addition.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can reinvent yourself if you are true to yourself.
Okay. You evolve.
You evolve.
Okay.
Reinvention is only required if you don't know who you are and you're trying different things and you're failing. Then you like, okay, I need to reinvent myself.
Okay.
I'm going to try a different approach, which is good, but that requires awareness.
Absolutely.
Where am I now? I need to accept and be aware that this is not working.
Okay.
That's when you will need to reinvent yourself. That is brilliant if you get that awareness and decide to reinvent yourself. But if you are confident of who you are and you have that base, if you know who you are, you might keep on failing, but they're not failures.
Yeah. It's all learning.
They're just points of learning.
Yeah.
You can't fail.
Yeah.
If you know who you are and where you want to get to, you can't fail.
Absolutely.
Failure is when the journey ends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, it also related to a point that, it's the self-exploration process. And one of the challenges that many Sri Lankans, youth, or even not so youth, is still not aware of who you are, right? That's a base of most of the problems. But I truly agree with what you said that, it's not about reinventing. It's good that you can reinvent when you fail, but it's all about those moments that you learn and grow from there onwards.
Yeah, learning and growing is not reinvention.
Yeah.
That is re-evaluation.
Re-evaluation. And evolve from there onwards, yeah. Absolutely. Ashan moves into another question in terms of challenges. I mean, you have gone through multiple challenges in life, be it in your personal life, your professional life. What challenges shaped you as of today? I mean, like, you have matured in terms of your profession. You have ditched a career that in being an architect. But what challenges has shaped you so far?
There have been a few, Kamika. So when I moved to Australia first, we were doing a master's full time, so we're not allowed to work full time. So we had to find, part-time work. And I had a good part-time job, and then I lost it. And there for a period of about 4 or 5 months, I went broke.
Okay.
And then I had to take a job in the McDonald's kitchen. Right? I mean, these are not big things. People say, when you go overseas, you have to do cleaning, you clean toilets, you wash dishes. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? But coming from Sri Lankan cinema actor to going into the kitchen and doing the overnight shift, washing grease, taking shit from people, from people who are like 15, 16, who have become managers at McDonald's, who have no idea about what life is, they give you shit. They treat you like dirt.
Oh, okay.
Those are challenges.
Right, okay.
Getting through that was a challenge, and that teaches you a lot about life. So then you come out stronger from there. Career-wise, really, there hasn't been one thing that shaped, one big challenge that shaped me. In my personal life, I've gone through a divorce, and I think that shaped a lot of, giving awareness about the mistakes you've made and what you don't want to do moving forward. I made a lot of mistakes. I've hurt people I've loved in that situation, and then moving on, I'm still learning.
Okay.
Still learning, but I know what I will never do again. So that is a challenge that I went through that shaped my future and, my past from up until now.
So those moments and learning, Ashan, does it impact your decisions today?
It doesn't impact it in a very tangible way. Where I think, oh, I'm faced with this decision. I made that mistake again. I'm not going to do it. It becomes part of who you are. Yeah.
And it's about how your mind also adapts to that self and, move from there onwards and learning. And I always believe that, everything that happens in life is either a blessing or a lesson. So you move from there onwards.
Yeah, professionally as well, like we discuss about how I don't take every project.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of money. I don't have savings. I don't even have a car, right? But I'm happy doing the work that I select that I really want to do. If I wanted to take every project, I'd probably be swimming in money right now. So there was a period, I think 2 or 3 years ago, where I was saying no to work and there was no work, and I actually went broke again. I had a push bike.
Okay.
Went and got that service, so I went everywhere in the push bike because I didn't have money for even a tuk-tuk.
Okay.
Right? So those months was tough.
Yeah.
I have cats. I didn't skimp on their food, but I skimped on mine. Right? A loaf of bread, Paripu.
Yeah, give to the
One
kids.
thing, no, that's me. I won't give them that. They get premium fish and premium
Oh, okay, all right.
premium dry food.
Okay.
That was my meal.
Okay.
Like paripu, bread
Bread. Yeah.
for all meals.
Okay.
So you go through that,
Yeah.
right? When you've gotten to rock bottom in several ways, financially or professionally or in your personal life, you won't get there again. If you don't, if you can stay true to yourself and not compromise and not be a sellout in the toughest times,
Toughest times. Yeah.
that's just irrelevant to everything, business.
That builds the character, that make it strong. The foundation becomes stronger. I don't know whether I should bring this up in the public screen because it'll be aired on YouTube. One of your very closest friends said Ashan has a lot of talent. You'll probably guess who this is. Ashan has a lot of talent, lot of potential, but he doesn't take things very seriously. What do you have to say to that?
Um, I guess this person means that I'm not a ambitious person.
Okay.
I think people look at it and describe it in their opinions in different ways.
Yeah.
If they see me while I'm doing a role, or how intense I get when I'm pursuing it, or if I'm doing a project that I'm overseeing or producing or directing or whatever, they'll see how intense I get.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just
Ah,
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just, I will be making a joke in every serious situation. I'm that kind of person. But the truth in what they say is I'm not ambitious. I'm not a go-getter. I still haven't done my showreel. I've done international projects. I still haven't made a showreel.
Yeah.
I don't go and ask for work. I don't send my application or my bio to people. I'm like, wait, if it's meant to be, it'll come.
It'll come, yeah.
So I'm lazy.
That's you.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Okay.
That's probably what they mean by when they say I don't take things seriously.
I think that it is. Yeah.
Because in reality, I take things way more seriously than I should.
Right. Ashan, let's move into interest of time, move into a little bit of a lighter area, a rapid fire that I want to throw a couple of questions to you and get very spontaneous answers. Let's see how this goes. The first one, director or actor?
Actor. Someday director.
Okay. You have that in your mind. One perfect take or multiple takes to get it right?
One perfect take.
Action, drama or comedy?
Drama,
Okay.
action, comedy.
Drama, action, comedy. Oh, right. Okay.
Drama on top.
Yeah, that's number one. Right. Script that challenges you or one that guarantees a blockbuster?
Challenge.
Challenge. That you always seek for that challenging character. Interesting. Fame or freedom? I think you answered that in the initial discussion as well. All right. If your life becomes a movie tomorrow and we want to produce Ashan Dias in a character, who should play Ashan Dias?
Locally or internationally?
Your choice. If you want to give both, yeah, one locally, one
Locally,
international.
it's tough because there are so many amazing actors in this country, right? People that I respect and people that I wish I would someday get to, like Mahendra Pereira, Sarath Kotalavala, Priyantha
Kumar,
Kumar.
yeah.
These are people that I want to be as good as someday. But somebody who's got to play me will have to have something of me in them. I don't see anybody like that in the industry. There is this one young actor who isn't like in the mainstream yet.
Right.
He was a theatre actor from Nigambo. Sharan.
Okay.
Sharan Costa.
Okay.
That boy, he'd be surprised I said this. He's somebody that could play me.
Okay. You see that, within him. Internationally?
He doesn't
Oh,
even know
sorry.
his potential.
Okay.
Internationally, I think that for me, if I think about personality and the way this person has lived their life and the way they behave on screen and all that, Will Smith is somebody that will probably work.
Nice. Okay. Great choice of casting there. If you had to swap lives with one movie character for a week, who would that be?
Movie character.
Yeah.
An actor or a character?
A character. Let's make the choice wider so it can be any form of cinema, Bollywood, Hollywood, local, or
A
anything.
movie character. That's tough. Let's go something easy, Let's go like superhero. Which superhero would
Okay.
you like to be? Kind of
Okay,
thing.
let's frame it that way.
Yeah, that'll be easier. Having said that, it's still not easy. If I just think of a movie character, superhero, I like Spider-Man, but I think Superman can do more, so I'd probably like to be Superman. just see it have X-ray vision and the speed and the strength and freaking flying, man.
All that fits into.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Superman. It is there.
It's not a great answer, but I
Yeah.
didn't know what
But
else.
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I just want the spontaneous reaction on that. Villain or hero?
Whichever was more interesting in the script, but villain.
Yeah. I thought as much you will pick this one, but yeah. Okay. One movie everyone should watch once in their lifetime.
Yeah, tough question. There are so many. I'm gonna pick Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yeah. That's a very, how do I say? I don't get one word to describe it, but that's a movie I think, I'm a big fan of that. One director you'd love to work with, who you have not worked so far.
Yeah, yeah. In Sri Lanka, obviously it's Prasanna Jayakodi.
Okay.
Jagat Manwarna, he was an actor, but he's directed two things: Rahaskena Kandu and
Yeah.
Kodiga Hata. Amazing director. I would really love if he's gone into politics now. So
I don't know whether he'll come back to
I
on
don't
this
know.
side.
I don't know
Yeah.
if he decides to take his calling more seriously. I don't think this is his calling. But sorry, Jagat, if you come back into directing, I want to work with him. People that I absolutely think are the most best directors in the country, I've already worked with.
Yeah.
So I mean, Lakmal Dharmaratna, Chatra Veeraman, I've already worked with them.
Yes. And Handagama.
Handagama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've worked with them. Jagat Manowarna, Prasanna Jayakodi, Prasanna Vitanagi.
Prasanna Vitanagi.
In here, overseas, I like directors, actors who let actors explore and find the deep, dark corners of one's soul and one's character. David Fincher is one of them, and Scorsese is another person
yeah.
that I would love to.
Okay, fantastic. One role you wish you had played.
That's a lot, man.
You can't pick one on that one, yeah. Okay. So last question on the rapid fire. One actor you'd love to share the screen with locally.
Locally, the one that would, give me the most satisfaction and the most unpredictability,
Chemistry?
the chemistry where you don't know where it's gonna go. That's
Right.
Mahendra Pereira.
Oh, okay. Mahendra can fit into those roles. I mean, amazing actor. I mean,
Yeah, and he's just feeding off you.
all right.
He's
Okay.
feeding off you. The soul, there is a soul connection. It's not like I say a line, you say a line.
Okay.
It's never what it's rehearsed. He doesn't even go and look at the monitor after he does this. He just does it, walks away.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mahendra Pereira, goosebumps. Internationally, there are so many people that I love and admire, but Denzel is another one. Denzel Washington is another one that's intriguing to be on set, and because that's power dynamic as well.
Oh, yeah.
I love to explore that power dynamic when there's an experienced actor, and when your soul is open and you're like in that position, there is always a power dynamic. If you get scared of it, you're gonna drop. You're gonna fail. But if you can find that connection, then you see that person also. And they also give more, and you give more, and everything is
build it up.
elevated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Ashan, thank you. I mean, those are very, candid, honest answers. Thank you for being open about it. So I'd like to mention this before we go into the wrap. During my previous employment, I did this commercial, and Ashan was known for this reality show on one of the programs. And then based on the product and the character, we thought Ashan is the right person to be in that role. Produced that commercial, came out well. The institution was happy. I get a call from the chairman of the company and said, Gamika, nice commercial, well done, but how on earth did you pick my nephew to be on this role?
Oh,
This was at the bank.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes,
So I
yes,
said,
yes.
Chairman, why did you say so? Yeah. Then we had that conversation. Then only I figured out the connection. Yeah. but,
Ravi Dias.
Ravi Dias,
Yes,
yeah. I
yes,
must
yes.
mention
That was a
about-
nicely done commercial, and I was very, very happy to get that opportunity as well. Again, like there was a time in my life where I was doing that program, and TV programs has a bigger reach, so people knew me, and that's what probably got it.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
as an actor, I was still
Because I
finding
think-
my way, and so that was a big opportunity. So thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I didn't know the backstory, but we didn't get connected. But I think, the agency came and said, look, the whole product is like this. We need to challenge, and we need a character who can challenge that thinking. And then this program was live at that time. So we thought, that was the best fit. Ashan, thank you very much. Without knowledge, I could have gone on to discussing a lot of things with you, but given the time frame, this comes to an end. Thank you very much for taking time off. And you actually asked me the question do you think I can contribute to this podcast? And you really did, Ashan. I'm thankful for that.
I don't know about that, but like, hey, thank you for inviting me. I enjoy talking about things and exploring things and ideas and where we are and where we need to get to.
Absolutely.
Conversations are,
Priceless.
yeah, man. That's where you need. People need to have more conversations.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the whole purpose of our podcast is to also to find that deep roots, the challenges, the instincts, how it shaped the outcomes of it. So that's how it is. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best with all your future endeavors, and living your passion, and of course finding your purpose as well.
Yeah, thank
All
you,
the best,
man.
Ashan.
Thank you. All the best to you too.
So, folks, that brings us to an end of a fantastic discussion, which I personally enjoyed. Picking up Ashan's thinking, how it shaped him as a person, and more importantly for me, it's about living your passion. And that's something I believe. And we all of us struggle sometimes to understand ourselves and find our purpose. That's a long journey. If you do have the purpose, found your purpose, that's great. But, live the life to the fullest and be passionate about what you do. It's not about the money that you have in your bank account, but it gives you that self satisfaction. End of the day, I'm fulfilled and grateful, and thank you for all that what has happened. So I'm sure that this discussion would have inspired all of you. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts about this discussion. Please leave a comment, and thank you very much for your encouragement and subscribing to our channel as well. Until I see you again, Gamika De Silva signing off for JXG Spotlight.